Alright, welcome back, y'all. It's Chapter 3. We made it. Squeaky chair's here and we ready to roll. Now, here we go into the Wu-Tang file. It's 97. Diddy's out ruling. You know, they got the No Way Out album, and here come the Wu-Tang Forever album. The Wu-Tang Forever album comes out, and P. Diddy and the fam is running things. Biggie album is running things. But everybody was waiting for the Wu-Tang album. And then when the song, what's this? When they hear Old Dirty, because that was going through everybody's mind, was that Old Dirty Bastard wasn't going to be on the album because of all his legal problems and him going back and forth to jail. Would Old Dirty be on the album? And then for him to kick off, what, you thought you weren't going to save me? I'm the Osiris of this clip. Oh, man. It just set the tone for the whole album. So, Wu-Tang album comes out, and it gets to a part when it gets to the second disc, and you hear the RZA and the Jizza explaining it like, dude, you ain't an MC. Go stop running up on these people, and he's trying to turn this to funk and rock and R&B. You know, they just start going off. And what you hearing is RZA addressing, like, you know, people biting his stuff, and now everybody want to change their name and do all this stuff. And the only people that was doing that at the time was like Diddy now. You know, they went to, Jay-Z went to Iceberg Slim. Then you got what was that? Puffy was P. Diddy. You know, they was all switching their names up. And that was basically what they did on the Cuban Links album when they started switching their names up and getting aliases for the aliases. And you know, they were just addressing it, and like then all this whack stuff, singing and dancing and stuff. That ain't the culture. You know, that ain't what hip hop is and all that. And it's like, man, y'all trying to turn this into R&B, rap and bug. So, upon hearing this, you know, everybody's the Wu-Tang album blow up. You know, becomes massive. Then Mace album comes out, and it basically does the same type of work, and nobody's saying nothing publicly. But Black Rob wasn't happy about the remarks and all that stuff. And what's his name? He knew one of the cats. Now they know Black Rob is real. Rob's like, man, look, I ain't with all that jigginess. I'm just here to get my money. And Black Rob album was amazing. And he's like, I'm not going to conform. You know, like, that's not the type of music I make. So he was cool with Deck. Like, Black Rob knew Inspector Deck, and there was no problems. You know, it's like, oh, man, ain't no problems here. You know, that's nothing to do with me. So they was talking about recording a song together. Like, man, yeah, I'll work with you, no problem. But that never came to happen. Well, I don't know if it was, you know, powers that be or whatever. So here we go again with this Everything Smooth until it gets to Mace does a concert. Well, it's actually the Grammys. And this is when Old Dirty hit the stage because they lost to P. Diddy and for the Grammy. They didn't give it to Wu-Tang, they gave it to Puffy. And then Old Dirty went up there during somebody else's presentation was like, I got all dressed up here tonight because I thought Wu-Tang was gonna win. Puffy's good, but Wu-Tang is better. We here for the children. So when Old Dirty went there and shut down the Grammys, you know, that's what they called it back then. And he's like, he shut it down. So when Dirty did that, Diddy felt really disrespected at the Grammys. And so did Mace. So Mace did a show, I think a little bit after that. And he, man, what did he do? He said something about Wu-Tang doing the skit, you know, and he just was clowning Wu-Tang. Yeah, like doing one of his intermissions before his song. And I can't remember all it said, but it was on the basis of they just mad because they can't do this, you know. They ain't nice with my flow. They hate my flow. And this is so he's like, they just some player haters. You know, player haters was the line back then. So you heard the story. Ghostface runs into Mace at one of the clubs, and what happened was Ghost was with his people and Mace was with like I say about 4 or 5 rappers. Ghost was with some people that was doing a lot of other things and rap, and he just approached him. And then it was like, so you think you could just diss the Whoop? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you disrespected us? And And Ghost didn't really get into a real, like, Ghost was like whatever, you know, this is. And his guy named Sham punched Mace right in the jaw. And like dislocated his jaw. So he had to go to the hospital and stuff, man, and they had to get him out of there. But it was a bad situation. You know, and when that happened, Puff and RZA had to have a talk. And like, man, like what the hell was that? You know, what was this about? And they didn't want to throw Ghost in jail, so Ghost was already on, you know, in trouble with the law over a case, and they had to come to some type of financial compensation to make sure everybody would be copacetic. And on the next album Diddy comes out with is Forever. Puff Daddy Forever, which drove another stake right through the heart of the Wu-Tang. It was like, what? You sit here and take the name Puff, they call it Puff Daddy Forever. And while the RZA was trying to create other things, you doing this? Okay. So, the next album they come out with, the W, they talking about Puffy through the whole, basically the album. A lot of people missed it, but the rappers and stuff they was talking about was just Puff. You know, I was like, oh, this is Bad Boy. All this, you know, talking about what's going on with him, and most of the people at this time was breaking away from him, like the Locks and all them, and they was just like, once the album Forever flopped, then it was like, okay, ain't no need. People saw through that, but we'll just touch them something light on the album, so people that represent us can, you know, they'll know what we talking about. So. But it was funny because everybody thought Ghostface punched Mace because nobody know who Asham is. And Ghost even tells you on one of his songs, like, I sham punch Mace in the face the other night over some BS. You know, and all of that tied into each other. But everybody's supposed to be in a different space now. Like, everybody's supposed to be cool. But at that time, my God, it was tense. It was tense between Wu-Tang and Puff. You know, it wasn't the way it used to be when it first started out. Everybody was moving different. And then when Wu-Tang at that time was trying to save an entire record label, right along with Mobb Deep, because Loud Records was going bankrupt. It was like, what happened to the money? You got Wu-Tang bringing in money, you got Mobb Deep bringing in money. Like, what happened? You know, and it was just falling apart. But, you know, that's it. I didn't want to make this one too long. I just wanted to get to the point, get it over with, and get it all done so we can finish it up without making like one super long video. And I'm out.